What's going on, guys? This is the Jpeg Journal, the official podcast of the 4TC Alpha Group. We are now on our third episode, and we live in Discord, so you don't have to. Let's get right into it.
Yep, guys. We actually have no news today.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. I think that's good.
We're in Bear, so we're gonna finish it up today. All right, guys. Have a good day.
No, in all seriousness, I mean, it has been a very bear week again. We are still, it seems, in bear market. Definitely not a good overall sentiment in the market right now.
No, not really. I feel like everyone just got like a bad taste in their mouth after squiggles and all the rugs.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what else I think too is I think that a lot of people are getting scared that NFTs are going to go away for some reason.
Yeah.
I think, with the the Russia and Ukraine war, it's just been, rough on crypto, and normally NFTs would pump during that time, when it's rough on crypto. And I think, like you said, just with the overall, not great sentiment in the market, with all the rugs that have been going on, Pixelmon, I really think Pixelmon set it off.
Yeah, that was probably the dagger.
Literally. But yeah, I mean, I think that it's going to pick up eventually again. You see some huge projects coming in, which we have some news later today on. In this past week, there was a few pretty good projects that we got for you guys. So I think we'll jump right into those. Did you want to start it off?
Yeah. So one that I minted that Mike did not want me to mint was Feline Fiends.
Yeah, I wasn't too bullish on that one.
We had gotten news that it was going to be good. So, but then it was a little bit. We didn't really know. Mint price was cheap, so I was like, I'll send it. I bought two. It was 0.05 mint, and the Feline Fiends. There's these little cats. They're doing like a little dance. They're cute.
They look like for you guys out there that know, they look like Cryptoon Goons. You remember those?
They do, yeah.
They look just like those, and that's why I wasn't a fan. Just because it literally looked like an exact copy.
It was.
And actually, I think some of the same devs of Cryptoon Goons were on Feline Fiends. So
yeah.
I think that's where the inspiration came from. I mean, they did have a good community. I know that a lot of those guys were from New York City, and a lot of them, were personal friends and stuff like that on the team. So
so I minted, and right before public, it ran to like 0.15. So I got a nice 3x on one, and then the other one I ended up selling for 0.09. So
yeah, I mean, you sold tops. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, always sell tops. Buy low, sell high.
Yeah. Take your own advice on that one, buddy.
I mean, he can't beat it, Another project that actually I made a call in 4TC Alpha Group was on Asian.
Yeah, that was a great call by you.
Yeah, so
good call by Tony.
So I was looking at the markets, and I was trying to find something that I thought was going to pop next, and it didn't pop 10x or anything like that. But Asian, it's just these women that's obviously based out of Asia. It's these Asian women. They all have different clothes, everything. Some of them are smoking cigarettes. I like the art. It's simple, nothing crazy. But March is actually Women's History Month, so I kind of was under the impression maybe let's pick up. I feel like World of Women might pump a little bit. Women of Crypto, just those women, based NFTs.
Right.
And so I picked up Asian. I called it at under 0.1. It was like 0.09 for like a long time, and it pumped to like 0.2, 0.25.
Nice.
Over the weekend last weekend. So that was a nice 2x there.
Yeah, it's a great call. I mean, honestly, those are the kind of things that you have to look at. Like, even with
what's the next trend?
Yeah, exactly. What's the next trend? Like you saw with that Ukraine project that we talked about last episode. You saw that kind of pump a little bit with the news that's going on, and obviously that was a different situation completely. It wasn't really a trend. Of course, there's a war going on there, and all the proceeds were going to Ukraine relief. So, but yeah, I mean, catching those trends, if you're able to do that, like the Pixelmon meme, if you kind of caught onto that trend, just those little trends. Like if you pay attention to, like, all right, well, I think. If you make an educated guess on it, like for example, maybe something like breast cancer, during October, like those kinds of projects, even like the Valentine's Day thing, that the Heart Project that did very well because of Valentine's Day, last February. So, and definitely another project that released as well. Is Wizard Pass this week.
Yes.
So Shahzad, he's an upcoming YouTuber influencer. He did release an alpha pass called Wizard Pass. It did do pretty well. At first, it stayed at around mint price, and then it pumped later in the week.
Mm.
I had the opportunity to mint one. I didn't end up minting just because the mint price was kind of high, I felt like.
Yeah, what was it? What
Um,
was it, 0.25?
it was 0.25,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It
It
was
ended up,
sitting around that for like a while. So
yeah, it was sitting like almost under that or just at it. And then later down the line, I think this like middle of the week, I think Wednesday-ish, Thursday-ish, um, it seemed to go to like a 2x, so like
mm,
about 0.3, something like that. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah, no, it was definitely a pretty good project. I mean, with these alpha passes, you're really betting on the influencer.
yeah.
I think that he can do some good things. It seems like he's
He's definitely smart.
yeah, he's definitely
Definitely smart.
smart, and he's in the space for the long run. It
Yep.
seems, he's got a good following. And I'm sure it's just going to be a normal alpha pass. Like I said, you're really betting on the influencer with a lot of these. And so with the alpha passes, you get, of course, whitelist spots, alpha calls, and maybe some tools later.
Yeah, I
down the
think he's
line.
gonna have
So,
some tools. He had hinted at creating a tool that was almost like a rarity sniper.
yeah.
He did talk about that, possibly doing something along those lines. But I feel like that's pretty. People already have those.
Yeah, people already have him. I mean, maybe he'll come out with something unique. You never know, and that's why it's kind of betting on the influencer. I think a lot of the times, unless like all those tools are implemented before, and they really show off those tools. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be probably a good alpha pass later down the line. Like I said, you're really betting on the influencer, and so when you do that, it's good to pick them up when it's early. Instead of getting something like a plug pass. Like at this point, if you didn't buy it when it minted, now of course it's like
A lot of people are priced out.
right, exactly. So
Yeah, and he's and he's smart. He was like flipping invisible friends like pre-reveal, like post-reveal.
Jad,
Yeah, like snipe. Like he was like, oh, like he put a video out. Oh, this is me sniping
really?
rares on invisible friends. I mean, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it seems like it. It
Yeah.
seems like it. So I
One
think
thing that I like is I feel like now during the bear, a good thing is low cap NFTs.
yeah,
Don't have a high supply.
yeah.
One that doesn't have a high supply is Edomer.
Hmm.
There's only 520 of them, one of ones. I think that project would probably do very well.
Yeah, Edomer was a great mint from this week. And it was one of the ones that we talked about that mooned in bear market. So it looks like the creator is Tommy Chen. He does custom sneakers. And there's 520 one of one NFTs. So each one is rare within itself. Of course, from a regular mint, you could pull a common. Some of the attributes aren't as rare. With these ones, they're all one of ones, which is pretty cool. Only 520. It was actually a call in .jpegs. Shout out to Impose for that call.
Yo.
It was 0.8 and then went all the way to 1.6. So I mean, I'm super bullish on that project. Like we've talked about before, any guy or any artist or any person that's already doxed, beforehand, and has already created a platform for themselves, and then kind of gets into the NFT space. It's a great, it's something great. It's not just like random devs that we don't know. So, he's created sneakers, which I showed you a preview of. It's pretty cool for the
Yeah.
Milwaukee Bucks.
After the championship.
Sneakers for 2021. And so basically this Edomer project is going to be under the name of the brand that he already has. Now, basically with this NFT, it will act as a mint pass for all future projects, as well as exclusive pass to any pieces of that company that he's under. So I think they have like
His company's called Remade, right?
Remade. Yep.
Remade, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's called Remade, and they kind of have a premium club going there already. They're making exclusive sneakers for celebrities, for NBA teams, and so just getting this pass will not only, like I said, be a mint pass for future projects, but it will also act as just a pass for maybe IRL events, exclusive IRL events later down the line. So I think that's going to be great in the future for sure.
Yeah.
And what did you think of that project?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I just love nothing's better than the real world stuff coming into NFTs, because that's the thing is always everyone's like, oh, it's always fake. Oh, you can't do anything with it. That's why I'm glad that the real artist, and it's kind of unique because like a lot of people are into shoes.
Yeah.
A lot of people are into shoes, and then they're into NFTs now, because shoes flipping shoes back in the day. That's kind of what flipping NFTs is now. And I think that he's going to be able to get a lot of sneakerheads that maybe are in the NFT space into the NFT space now.
Yeah.
He's very well known.
We don't necessarily like the sneakerheads.
Not necessarily, but
No, we're not
volume's
hating
good.
on them, but I mean,
Any
these
volume's
guys
good.
come into the market and they just destroy it sometimes. Like they just undercut everything, and it's like that's why I like the NFT space more than that market, just because it is harder to make a profit.
Margins are way smaller.
Yeah, and people don't realize that all the fees that come into play. You have the gas fees, you have the royalty fees, you have the OpenSea fees, and so if it's only 0.02 or 0.03 higher than the mint price, it's like you're not coming out with a profit in most cases, depending on like what the contract is. If it's an ERC 721, and so like I said, it's not that we hate on them. It's just the fact that they kind of ruin the market sometimes.
Yeah, because they'll just undercut every single price, every single price, because they're just trying to make a quick profit. And I get it, but it's like at the same time, they in it for the long haul. You can make so much more money.
Right, exactly, exactly. I mean, you see these floors just get revived in nowhere. Like one influencer hops in, and it 10x's, 100x's. It's crazy. So, yeah, I mean, really just hold. I never sell at a loss. We learned a lot. Being in the past in the NFT space the past 6 months. So, yeah, and one other project was Habibi's. That finally minted after how many days was it?
It's like 6 days straight.
Yeah, like almost a week of teasing, the stealth mint. I think we told a story about last time about these devs being super toxic in an AMA.
They are,
and they teased the stealth mint for so long. The mint was a mess. So basically, guys, it sold out in like 3 seconds, like under that. He hosted a Twitter space and was playing Pump It Up. And and didn't say anything, like didn't say the launch was live. Then he tweeted and said the launch is live, and it was gone like this. So
and he's like trying to say that there was no bots.
Yeah, there was definitely bots out there.
One got like 200.
Yeah, you couldn't mint from the contract. You had to mint only from the website. You couldn't even the website was just crashing. It was just a mess. But we kind of talked about that project in the past, and we'll get too in depth on it. But I think for the long term, there will be some good alpha in there. It seems like they have connections, like we talked about with buying the whitelist.
Yeah, they have crazy whitelist spots on there.
So, holding that long term, who knows? The alpha that could come from it. So,
yeah, the guys, like I said, the guys are toxic, but I mean, at the end of the day, they know their shit and they got a good project. So,
yeah. I just didn't like how they just had like big egos.
They did. Yeah, it wasn't. Very
they were just like, someone. Then he hosted a space after the launch, and he's like, oh, I don't give a shit about anyone who wasn't a Habibi getting the projects. And I get you want to be loyal to your Genesis holders, but you want to welcome new people as well.
You want to get other people involved,
right?
A little bit at least. Artifact and Pac actually teased a little partnership. Pac is the artist that we own. We own Merge.
Yep.
Pac is a great artist. He made, I think, 190 million on the sale.
Something like that. He sold how many pieces?
It was 240,000 pieces,
right.
And they were like $400 a piece, and they went up by $50 every hour.
Yeah, and that was on Nifty Gateway.
Yeah. Nifty actually is a nice site.
It is a nice site. I think that one will come up next.
Yeah, Nifty is kind of what Coinbase wants to be almost.
Yeah.
I mean, Coinbase wants to Coinbase kind of wants to have this whole thing where you can buy with fiat and get people that are into art, into NFTs, and that's kind of what Nifty Gateway is. I mean, you can buy.
Yeah, and it's good that you brought that up too, because there's the same aspect that Coinbase wants to do with fiat, buying NFTs in fiat.
Yeah.
So on Nifty, you could buy in fiat, and you could also buy with ETH. So, and then they're transferable out of there, so you could transfer them to a marketplace like BrokenSea if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Website is trash, but if you want to store your NFTs there, feel free instead of Nifty.
Go ahead. Speaking of Coinbase, little update. Stapleverse that I called a little while ago. I missed my exit. I didn't want to do the toss. I missed my exit. It pumped like 0.45, almost.
When 0.5. When was the toss?
On the 10th. So it was 2 days ago. So it was on the 10th. So that's Thursday.
Okay.
Could have tossed on Thursday. But it's 6 days long, so I can still. I did toss last night.
Yeah.
I wanted to just exit. I didn't really want to toss. I kind of wanted to just exit and get a little profit.
You missed the pump.
Yeah, so I missed the pump because I'm a scumbag, and it pumped to like 0.45, almost 0.5. So I wouldn't have made like anything crazy. Then now it's at like 0.31, so I lost my exit. But
What was mint price again?
I don't know the mint price, but I bought off floor. I bought for 0.4 off floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I bought 0.4.
you
I
did
think
tell
the
me
mint price was like under 0.1. But so I'm like, all right, well, I mean, I'm not going to sell it at a loss guaranteed. I might as well toss, right?
Right.
Tossed it, got a part of Poop Gang.
It was
floor-
pigeon or poop,
Pigeon
right?
or Poop Gang, yeah.
Okay.
The floor is like 0.25. So
And obviously the pigeon is doing.
they're both doing the same. They're
Oh,
both
okay.
out in 0.25.
Okay.
But Stapleverse recently just signed a partnership with Coinbase.
Wow, that's
So
huge.
their whole 3-phase thing that's going on or whatever, that's going to be a part of Coinbase's launch when they end up launching. It's going to be
That's
one of
huge.
the partnered deals. So it's looking like a long-term hold to
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
So.
definitely. And we talked about this last time too with Jeff Staple. I mean, you can't. I feel like you can't really lose with him. He's not going to let the project go to the shits. So you'll be fine. Just hold it for a couple months, see what he's going to do with it. You already know where it's going long term. So yeah, that's big news though.
Yeah.
Some of these projects when they go on Coinbase, some of them pump. It's kind of weird. I feel like most of them should pump when a Coinbase announcement
Yeah,
comes
but
out,
some
but
of
they
them
don't really.
Yeah, some of them don't. It's
I think
very
people
weird.
are just. I think people are just like, well, Coinbase isn't going to come out for a while, and so they don't really touch it.
Yeah, I mean, they've been
because
saying they're supposed to come out for 20 years now. So.
Right. And if you think about it too, like there's so many projects coming out, and if Coinbase keeps delaying release or keeps not releasing, it's like
Yep.
that one could kind of get washed away with
Yeah, like
10 more projects.
Yeah, like Noundles.
Yeah, right.
Noundles is like such an old project.
Yeah.
It's still doing all right, but it's such an old project, and it's a partner with Coinbase. I mean, the
Right.
project's from freaking November.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what's taking them so long. I mean, I hope they take their time with it. Like we want it to be a better platform than OpenSea, but
Yes.
at the same time, it's like, you kind of got to get on it this year, I think like we talked about, I think it's going to release this year, but
It has to. It has to. Has to release
take
it.
their time with it, and we'll see. Hopefully, it comes out in the coming months.
Another marketplace is Treasure.
Yeah,
That's on Magic, so that's layer 2. So layer 2, it's Arbitrum.
Yep.
And you can mint. A lot of the mints are free. Right?
Yeah,
You-
and-
you're more experienced in the Treasure mints than I am. In
Yeah.
Arbitrum than I am. I only did one.
it's pretty confusing. I think I like it because most of the mints are free. Doesn't cost much in gas fees. Obviously, it's layer 2. But it's pretty confusing to bridge your ETH to Arbitrum.
Yes.
It was pretty confusing for me, at least starting.
It's just intimidating.
It is. I wasn't too experienced in DeFi, and like neither were you, so it was a little bit difficult. But I do like that marketplace a lot. So I believe there was a mint with Battlefly this week.
Battlefly,
Right?
yeah, I was a part of it. Yep, I was a part of it. I hold one right now.
I think it's a pretty good project. I liked it. How did the experience go for you with the mint?
So the mint process was all right. I mean, so I had a whitelist, and I went to go mint on the first day. So it was a 48-hour period. I went to go mint, and I couldn't mint. I had whitelist, and they made an announcement saying, "Hey, some people are having issues minting with the whitelist. We're resolving it now." They're resolving it. I'm like, the floor is 300 Magic. That's like that's like $900.
Yeah.
This Magic's like floating around. It's like from $2 to $4 right now, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm trying to wait for this thing to fucking fix. And then they fix it. I'm like, oh, nice. I get my Battlefly. Floor starts dropping. It's around like 200. I'm like,
Yep.
all right. Then this hack happens where they
Yeah, I heard
start
about this.
stealing. So the biggest, Small Brains is the biggest project on Magic, correct?
Yes. Yep.
So Small Brains is like the Bored Ape Yacht Club of Magic. And they started getting a bunch of their pieces stolen. 154 holders got their pieces stolen
Yep.
from Treasure. So the whole marketplace shut down. It just reopened the other day, and the floor is kind of the floor for Battlefly is around like 85. So I mean, it's not terrible, but
Yeah.
not
Yeah, and
300 I had.
It looks like we have some competent devs on the team at Small Brains. So Small Brains, Small Bodies. They're both the same projects. Like we said, it's a Bored Ape Yacht Club of Magic and Treasure platform. So like you said, 150 of them were stolen out of holders' wallets. and 154 were stolen.
Yes.
150 of the 154 were returned to them. Their exact pieces, which I think is huge. You know, it's amazing to see devs like that. That, you know, of course, not all devs don't care about their project, but like with OpenSea, like look at how many pieces were stolen.
Yeah.
And it's like none of those pieces have been returned.
No, they're not gonna get it back.
So it's like,
yeah.
you know, it's great to see that they were able to. It looks like the platform has been well thought through to the point where, you know, if there is you know
Like that.
exactly a hack or something like that.
I feel like it's easier kind of to hack Arbitrum because it's like because it's like not used as much.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of easier to
Yeah, so
stuff.
so I mean, you'd be able to kind of find more loopholes within something that's not as you know, not as experienced,
Mainstream.
right, in mainstream. So yeah, so 150 of them were returns out of the 154. The 4 that were not returns, the holders were reimbursed completely. So I mean, we love to see that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wish, you know, we
They're
had.
reimbursed floor price.
Yep.
Like they weren't reimbursed like
Oh,
mint
well,
price.
no, rarity.
Yeah.
Based on the
Exactly.
rarity. So, I mean, even if you didn't have a floor piece, if you had a rare attribute, they were reimbursed for that.
Yeah, and then that just shows how good the devs are there. I mean, I know a lot of devs, you know, they do care about their communities, but to return all 150 of 154 and then refund the other 4, I mean, that's just, you know,
Huge.
yeah,
It's crazy.
class act.
Like, I wish we could see that with what happens with
OpenSea.
OpenSea, you know? I mean, I think it was Nate Rivers. I mean, he got absolutely screwed
Yeah.
with all of his pieces. I don't know if you saw that tweet, but yeah, so for the Small Brains projects, we'll you know, we'll pop that tweet up there for you guys to see, you know, as official evidence. You know, you guys can see from the Small Brains team them returning all their pieces. Also this week, we had seen Bored Ape Yacht Club. Speaking of blue chip projects, they actually donated $1 million to Ukraine. The community holders, so Bored Ape Yacht Club holders, donated $1 million. And then the, you know, Animatica Brands is
People that own Boy Ape Yacht Club.
well, the company that actually owns Bored Ape Yacht Club. What is Yuga Labs?
Yuga Labs, yep.
Yuga Labs, excuse me, not Animatica. Yuga Labs, who owns Bored Ape Yacht Club, and they actually matched that donation.
That's great.
To Ukraine. So that's huge. You know, those are some other competent devs.
You know what
Love
else I
to
saw
see
about
that.
Ukraine was people were renting Airbnbs
Yep.
in Ukraine and obviously not going there to stay them, but they were like looking on Airbnb and seeing that there's people who have this house up that's probably blown up now.
Yeah.
And they're paying the people to rent the house for like
Yeah, that's
days.
amazing.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
we like to see that. I mean, that's just the internet, you know, just
Doing its thing.
doing its thing, honestly. So, all right. So one project I did want to talk about this week is Super Ordinary Villains (SOV). So on the same topic of competent devs, yes, they did make a mistake. So there was an exploit in the contract where it allowed the public to also mint. This project had a ton of hype, and this kind of like just killed it. So basically, like I said, there was an exploit in the contract.
Yep.
Public was allowed to mint, and
Bad
it
luck.
almost sold out all the way. They were able to fix it before it sold out, with like 4K supply left.
Yeah.
And yes, there were some people mad, especially with, you know, not, you know, imagine having a whitelist spot
it's
and then you
terrible.
can't mint,
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
awful.
Also, along with that, they were tracking wallets. So the address that all the ETH was sent to from the contract, from that wallet, it was then sent to another wallet in Coinbase immediately after mint.
Yeah.
So people were getting nervous, like, why are they worried about, you know, the funds? Why are they transferring them out right away?
Yeah.
There's no community wallet set up, so of course I thought it was a rug. However, you know, if you look at it like this, I mean, Coinbase is a doxed exchange.
Mhm.
So, you know, it's like if they send the funds there, yes, they're worried about the funds right up front. But you know, any Coinbase account has to be KYC'd.
Yeah.
All your personal information is connected to it, and so I think they were a little scared after the exploit happened in the contract, and they wanted to make sure they secured those funds in case of any, I don't know, you know, hack, anything like that.
Yeah.
So you never know. So, you know, that was just my take on it. And so what I decided to do was I decided to buy the FUD.
Yeah, we scooped. Yeah, we scooped.
yeah, so-
like 0.1, right?
Yep. Yeah. So I scooped one for 0.1. Thought it was a pretty good buy. And it looks like it's holding, you like what is it down to now?
It's at 0.1 now, but it was at 0.15, 0.16 earlier.
Yeah, and even some of the rares were selling for yeah, pretty expensive. Like I pulled like a almost 3K rarity, like 2700 ish.
Yeah.
And I sold it for 0.2. So
There you go.
just quick 2x.
Yeah,
It's pretty
perfect.
good. So
All you need.
yeah, I mean the piece that I got was pretty good. I really like the art on these.
Yeah, it's like a little like Rick and Morty.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna
like
say. Is it looks just like Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
so.
it looks just like Morty. It's kind of cute.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's cool. But yeah, I mean, I like how they were able to pull it all together. They were able to fix that issue because a lot of the times, dude, like especially like we've talked about with the market sentiment right now, like in the bear market, like that project could have died so fast, like so quick because of that exploit. Even in a regular market, even in a bull market, like something like that happens, people are like, "Oh, these devs suck. I'm moving on."
Yeah.
I just drop the piece and move on to a different project. Like,
but I'm glad that people are still staying in there a little bit, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Remember we jumped into that AMA for that new project Skyline?
Yeah.
I'm honestly
One to look out for, guys.
I got a good feeling about this one. Now the project looks cool, and I like the art. They haven't put out any sneak peeks yet, but I like the premise of it. But I think that it could be a banger. I really do. So the devs, the main dev is his name is Alex.
Yep.
And he actually was an early Neo Tokyo investor.
Yes.
I'm gonna show you guys there.
He was actually a minter of Neo Tokyo. Not even like he didn't buy off floor. He obviously we could probably go back and look at the one in his wallet and see if it was minted.
True.
Obviously, but as far as what he told us, it seems like he's an original minter.
And he loves Neo Tokyo. Neo Tokyo, great project.
Definitely.
He's super into a lot of the Neo Tokyo. He kind of wants to have a little play to earn type of thing, similar to what Neo Tokyo has right now. But yeah, so back in like 2017, 2018, him and his team, they actually owned a firm where it was like real estate. It was all real estate. He had over 30 Airbnbs. The guy's got money. He knows what's going on. So real estate, great market to join into. Airbnbs too, very good, lucrative investment. And he actually kind of got away from that a little bit and started getting into DeFi and crypto a little bit more.
I'm assuming this is around the time where he got into Neo Tokyo.
Exactly. So, he came up with Skylines, so it's kind of, they're making builders. So the people that are, the person that you're going to control is a builder, and they're going to have a play to earn. They said that they're hoping to make $50 to $100 per builder. I don't know if that's per day or per week. But they're really looking to. They're probably gonna have like their own coin, all that kind of stuff. They said that they will dox themselves once their website is up and running.
Okay.
So that is a pretty big. That's a pretty big promise.
I think it's super important to do that in something as big as it seems like they're building. Like when we jumped in that AMA, like me and you were shocked. I remember like. It seems like it's very well thought out, and the ecosystem that they're building within it is going to be, similar to something like Neo Tokyo. So
yeah, what they wanted to do, they said they wanted it to be like a tiny tower kind of vibe.
Yeah. Okay.
Tiny tower, you had your big tower. You had a little restaurant, you had a salon, this and that. You went all the way up. They wanted to have like a kind of a tower building type of vibe within their program. It's been developing for 6 months, so clearly, it's not like some brand new thing. They also wanted to make it's going to be completely free to play.
Wow.
It's going to be free to play. Obviously, if you have the NFT, but it's going to be free to play.
So in general, besides the NFT, it's going to be a game where you can play even if you don't have the NFT.
Yes,
Okay.
for free.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, there's not like I said, their Discord. Their Twitter has like 3 tweets, brand new. I don't even know when I even started following them and turned the notifications on. I don't remember who talked about it. Someone talked about it, and I think
it was me because I was following them too. I just didn't have notifications on, and then you were like, "Yo, there's an AMA. Let's hop in it."
Yeah.
So we got right on it.
Yeah, because they released a Discord link for like 5 minutes, and we all joined, and then they had an AMA while we were in there. And actually, I got whitelist. There.
Calls me at 2 a.m.
Mike had gotten off because he was tired, and I was stayed on, and I'm like, all right, well, let's just see what else is going on because they said they're gonna give away whitelist spots. I'm like, all right, well, we'll see. So I actually started hot miking by accident because I was taking notes on their stuff. I wanted to know exactly what was going on. So I'm
I
taking
wish I
notes.
could have been there for this.
I'm freaking going nuts on my computer, and then I just hear somebody, Tony, yo, you're hot miking. I'm like, oh, sorry guys, sorry. Turn my mic off. Back to my notes. At the end of the AMA, they're like, all right, yeah, we're gonna give away some whitelist spots. I guess the guy Alex is like, all right, well, I'm gonna pick 5 names randomly. He's like, one person. Then he just like, Tony. And I was like, let's get it, baby.
Calls me.
Oh, dude, I was so hyped.
Calls me at 2 a.m. Mike, I got whitelist. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm in the Skylines AMA. They randomly picked me. I'm like, all right, nice, buddy. I'm half asleep. I'm like, fuck, guy.
Dude, I was super happy. I
really like that project though. It seems like I said, it seems super well thought out. And I like the vibe of the art. Like it's not like 3D. It looks like it's going to be kind of like pixelated.
Pixelated, yeah.
Yeah. So
I do like it.
I don't know why, but those projects remind me of like old school games, and like I feel like the art is just more nostalgic, and like it just pops out to me more. So
it is. Currently sitting at number 1 on OpenSea and has been for a few days now is Cyberbrokers.
Yes.
Now, don't know much about the project. They had came out and it was about a 1.5 ETH floor when they cracked into the top 15, and I was like, oh, I never heard about this. I did see that the number 1 ranked one went for a very large amount. It went for like 20 ETH, I believe.
What's the floor at now?
It's at 5 now.
5, yeah.
So it went for 1.5, and I was like, I never heard of this. Obviously, I'm not liquid enough. I was gonna scoop one, but I'm not liquid enough. But I was like, maybe it might be a good pickup. And then boom, it popped to 5. Went nuts. I couldn't believe it. And honestly, it kind of came out of nowhere.
Did, yeah.
Kind of came out of nowhere.
I feel like these projects that pop off during the bear market like this are something to pay attention to, because it's like, obviously, if they're doing, like, a lot of these projects are failing.
Yes.
Like, a project that we'll talk about later down the line, or later today, just a lot of them that we thought were going to do well just completely failed. And obviously, some of them are it's dependent on a lot of things, but the market, being the way it is, does not help it. So, all right. So another thing I wanted to talk about with Bored Ape Yacht Club, going back to that, is what they tweeted this week. Did you happen to see that?
Yeah, I did.
As soon as I saw it, because obviously we all have tweet notifications on for Bored Apes. I mean, you gotta. So it says, fuck it again. Something is brewing.xyz, and they tweet a link. I'm like, what is this? Hold on. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. So go to their website, and there's a pop-up there for your MetaMask wallet. So you pop up your MetaMask wallet, and then it actually asks you to do a block pass verification there. And so what block pass is just basically like a KYC, in other words. So you can verify yourself, your personal information, through a couple different forms of documents. So you had like a passport, other ID, or, of course, like a driver's license. And no one knows what it is yet, which I think is like, it's crazy. Like, why would they just randomly tweet something to all for them to know their customer for everything? My take on it is that they're going to do like an IRL event. And guys, by the way, you don't have to be a BASE holder in order to sign up your wallet. You could be any normal holder, anyone. If you have a MetaMask wallet, you can sign up for this. So my thought is maybe that it's something with like an IRL event. Maybe, they want to obviously know who's like coming to the event or something like that.
Yeah.
We're not really sure. It's all speculation at this point. And so there were a lot of jokes and memes out there made like, as soon as you sign up for the BASE KYC, IRS shows up at your door, and it's just a SWAT team busting down the door. But I mean, we got some advice from OX Quit on Twitter. We'll pop up that tweet here. And it's just a little bit of information about this. So he says, FYI, the BASE announcement does not seem to require a wallet with an ape in it. As I said, anybody can register. They don't require linking Discord or Twitter. Make a new wallet, submit your info, and you're effectively doxing yourself as just having an Ethereum wallet, but not any assets. So in other words, if you're trying to keep your transactions private out there, a little tax evasion,
Not here. Not here.
Not here, but you know, I know there are some people out there that want to keep their assets private, all their transactions private. So if you're looking to do this, you have 2 weeks from when did this happen? Thursday. You have 2 weeks from Thursday, the 10th. You know, feel free to go do that, and you know, you could use Quit's advice of just making a new wallet, hooking your ID.
Don't link
up.
anything to it. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, you know, like we said, you have to dox yourself using your ID. But as long as you don't like send any Ethereum from another wallet to that wallet or send any assets, you know, you're not linking that to maybe another one of your undoxed wallets. So just thought that was interesting. It seems like we've gotten some pretty big activity from BASI this week, like we talked about with the you know, the donation to Ukraine as well. You know, I wish we were liquid enough for a Bored Ape. What do you want? You want to split one?
Yeah. Let's split one. I'll just liquidate my left kidney. BASI has actually been super active. So it's Yuga Labs.
Yeah.
Yuga Labs actually purchased the rights to CryptoPunks and Meebits.
Yeah. Huge news.
So one company now owns the top 2 NFTs ever.
And are you thinking the same thing as I am?
What?
I think we got some big bankers behind this.
It has to be.
It's got to be.
It has to be.
It's
I mean,
gotta
listen. The Bored Ape Yacht Club.
It's got to be like
owners,
it's got to be like some Goldman Sachs guys just aping in on this space.
But the Bored Ape Yacht Club owners are making royalties on every single sale.
Yeah. Do you know the percentage on that?
The creator percentage? No, I do not know the creator percentage. But let's just say it's like 4%, 5%.
Yeah.
Which is on the low end. 5%.
Dude, it's like,
come on, dude.
This is why, like, if you look at it, if you look at the NFT space from like, and these are the things that a lot of people don't know. Like, you and I know this, but like, you know, people like your brother that are trying to get into the NFT space. We'll tell a funny story in a minute, but that's why Tony's chuckling over here. People like him that are trying to get into the NFT space obviously you can't buy a Bored Ape. You know, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. But if you were to, like, some of these investments are better than like real estate.
Yeah.
Like I mean, look at what's the other big blue chip? I always forget. No, not CryptoPunks. The apes. No, not mutant apes. I don't know. We'll come back to it.
All
but
right.
they basically they earn you with the banana token.
Oh, Cyberkongs.
I'm sorry, I couldn't think of it. But
right.
they earned you 10 banana token a day, and these banana tokens at the time for some holders got up to like a high of $150. So it's like they're earning 10 of those a day. You know, that's $1,000 a day, which is crazy. So you know, yeah, but I do agree with you. I mean, BASI's been super active, and you want to tell a little bit more about Yuga Labs purchasing that?
Yeah, so Yuga Labs, so Larva Labs owns CryptoPunks and also owns Meebits. So Meebits is like a 20K collection that was released back in December. It popped off. It's been around like a 3 ETH floor for a while, but never more than like 100, 150 sales in a day. But then as of recent, Yuga Labs bought the rights to CryptoPunks, and they also bought the rights to Meebits. So that just caused Meebits to just skyrocket. They had 1,000 sales on the 10th, on Thursday. And going from having like 80 to 90 sales a day, you know what I mean? It's just like that's all 10x in the volume. So
the floor went crazy too on that, right?
yeah, so the floor went crazy. It bumped up to 5, and then now it's on its way to 6, and it's going wild.
Wow.
There's big sales everywhere.
And it was sitting. What was it sitting around before?
It was sitting at like 1 to 2 for a while. It was sitting at like 1 to 2 for a while. It wasn't like a bad project or anything.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. Like, of course, it was sitting at a higher floor because
Larva Labs.
Larva Labs, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
You know, Larva Labs released something, and it's very hard to find a 20K collection with a 3 floor, 2
yeah,
floor.
right.
Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah.
for them to have 5, 6 ETH floor now, like that's pretty crazy. You know, there's a lot of people getting rich now.
Yeah, and to go off of your point about, you know, a lot of different companies. Obviously, that's a company already in the NFT space buying another company, but there's been a lot of other companies. You know, I think you said CVS or in another company.
Yeah, CVS actually they trademarked some terms, not disclosed, but some terms, and it's their first step into the metaverse.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
mean,
That's pretty big. I mean, I know there's a whole list out there of companies that have filed for filed for LLCs and things like that in the
Yeah,
metaverse.
Red Bull is one of them too.
Yeah.
They filed for a trademark application for metaverse and NFTs. I mean, Red Bull, I can see Red Bull getting into it. They've been in the gaming space for years. They're, I mean, they're super active
Yeah.
as a company as far as investment standpoints go, and I could see them doing something with the metaverse or NFTs. I definitely could see that.
Yeah, and there was another project that minted on another project recently that minted on I think it was Papa John's, right?
Yeah. Papa John's actually, they actually released 20,000 NFTs on Tezos.
Yeah.
Now Tezos is a very small ecosystem, so I feel like it's like Ethereum, Polygon. Well, let's say Ethereum and then all the Ethereum sides. But then there's like Cardano, obviously, love Cardano. Then there's what else is underneath it? Luna. Luna
Yeah.
is a good ecosystem. Solana is a good ecosystem, but Tezos very low tier, very bottom tier. So I mean, that could bring some traction in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, that could bring something in that we don't have right now.
More and more of these brands that get into the space this year, it's just going to bring more and more people in. So,
Yeah. You see Murakami, you see Nike with the Artifact partnership. You know, you just got.
Hey, speaking of Nike, did you see those Nike Artifacts boxes?
I did not.
No.
No.
We're not really sure what they're going to be yet, but the NFT is just a box. And it has the Nike symbol right on it on OpenSea, and it's officially trademarked and everything. So we'll see.
It could be some physical,
Some digital
assets there.
Who knows?
You never know.
One thing I did want to talk about, which is pretty crazy to me, that people actually bought this, but TAI LOPEZ. I mean, guys, we all remember the old financial ads, back on YouTube a few years ago. So
millionaire in 20 days.
Exactly. Yeah, you need a mentor. You know what's more powerful than a Lamborghini? Knowledge. Like the guy is, oh my God, he's out of his mind. But yeah, so he released an NFT project, and you guys can we'll pop up the tweets from him and post his thread there for you. And he obviously goes more into detail about this right on EtherScan, showing the blocks of transactions of this happening. Basically, what happened is he came out with an NFT saying essentially that the project was IRL events, going out to dinner with him. I guess maybe even having him as his mentor or whatever you want to, however you want to take that. But basically, project minted out. He used community funds that he got from the mint to sweep the floor from point 1 to point 4. Now, all these transactions were from him to sweep the floor to point 4.
See, you can literally see them on the blockchain.
Exactly. You can, and it was filtered through like literally one wallet. He took the community wallet that all the funds went to, sent it to another wallet, and then swept the floor with that wallet.
Yeah, like he couldn't even just like send it to 4 different wallets.
Yeah, he didn't even do like a tornado, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, just
so it's completely obvious. But essentially, he posted another post after that, screenshotting and showing that the floor is at point 4 and saying, yeah, we're dropping another project tomorrow, which was on Friday, yesterday. And basically, essentially saying, like, you can 4x because the mint price was 0.1. And he swept it to 0.4, and basically saying that you can 4x because he swept it, and was basically using that as a marketing scheme to get people to buy his project yesterday. So, I mean,
people mint a lot. Like, did he make a lot of money from it?
Yeah. I think it minted out. So I honestly didn't go too in depth with it because I was.
You gotta listen. Smart.
Not smart.
I mean, he's fooling people. He's a good scammer. So.
Yeah, but we don't want that in the space.
No, we don't want that. No, we don't want that.
Like
I'm not
all these projects on Instagram and stuff, like,
yeah,
just it makes us look
yeah,
bad,
like,
because people are like, some people get scammed on one project like that, and they lose their money, and they're like, all right, well, I'm done with this, and they don't touch it again. So, yeah, I mean, I hate to see that. I can't believe like he was that dumb to just sweep the floor with another wallet, not even do
his own wallet.
So.
But devs do that. Devs do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, announced though.
No, I know.
He did it unannounced, not saying that he's sweeping the floor, saying that the floor went all the way from point 1 to point 4. Like, it's gonna happen on tomorrow's mint. Like he tweeted this on Thursday before Friday's mint.
Yeah, because then people go on Instagram and they see it and they're like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, let me set it up. People that aren't in the space.
Exactly. Yeah. So.
But one thing that's good for art in general that is no utility, no roadmap right now. A guy named Fernando Magalhaes, also known as MGXS, released a generative art collection recently, and you could mint up to 10 if you wanted to. And he released it public mint only, and they actually started getting some. They started getting some encouragement from Artifact, which is partner with Nike.
Yep.
And then so it's called GNSS. There's 3,000 of them, and the floor is just running like crazy. So the mint price was 0.33. So the problem is that high mint price, people don't like that. You know what I mean? People don't like high mint price already.
We'll talk about that in a minute too.
Exactly.
Other projects.
So high mint price, right now there's 4,300 of them on OpenSea right now. High mint price, you can mint up to 10, and the floor right off the rip was at like 0.7. So easy 2x.
Yeah.
This morning on the way here, it was 1 ETH.
Wow, so it's running like crazy.
Now it's 1.3 ETH.
Wow.
The floor is just getting swept. People are cleaning up on this. So one GNSS being equals one seed, and so this seed is going to birth into a being. And they're like these like robotic looking guys or whatever.
I mean, of course, because Artifact partnered with it, it just ran like crazy.
Exactly.
You know, if you can catch the news right on time and you can get in, or you can even maybe predict that something's going to happen just doing your research. I don't know, maybe some follower, like if their Twitter account followed Artifacts or something like that. Those are things you want to look out for, guys. Look into those minute details that may make a difference. So
you never know. You never know who's gonna get shilled by who. You never know. Like even going back to Feline Fiends.
Yeah. I
picked up my Feline Fiends and I was sitting on it. It was like 0.0. It was like 0.08 floor, and I was like, I could just dump and just call it. Waited a little bit. All of a sudden, someone tweeted at him. Someone tweeted at Gary V a picture of the Feline Fiends. Like, oh, do you like these? He goes, yes, I like them. Then all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah, 0.15.
Everyone starts going nuts. Just grabbing
OpenSea crashes. It's all over.
Grabbing as many as they can. As soon as Gary V says something, Gary V, FaZe Banks.
Yeah.
I really like FaZe Banks. FaZe Banks put up that Acropocalypse.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and I was literally at dinner. I try to stay up to date on his stories. And I watched a story. It was 22 minutes ago. He's like, one of the best floor pieces that I like right now is Acropocalypse. Starts talking all about it. Then boom, it was 20
right away.
minutes. 20 minutes. I was like, oh, let me go see. When he showed it was 0.15. I'm like, oh, I could scoop two of those easily. Oh, go on there, 0.5.
By the way, did you
20
happen
minutes.
to see? Did you happen to see the clip of him calling NFTs back like when he was early in FaZe? Did you see that?
Oh, I didn't know.
So basically, he was explaining a concept to like some of the guys in FaZe, like with CS:GO items, and so like
Yeah, that's huge.
they all have like specific like serial numbers and stuff, like all of those different cosmetics in CS:GO. And so basically, he said like imagine like a pro player, like Shroud or someone like that, having a specific item, and that serial number then becomes sought after because of that. And so basically, if each item is its own and has its own serial number, that really makes it yours. Obviously, if a pro holds it, it's going to pump the price of it. But even in like a normal sense, of just having a piece with a number that you actually own that number.
Yeah.
And so it's cool to look back on to see
Even
it. Like,
back then, they used to sell like knives and shit for a lot, didn't
yeah, but it wasn't connected to the blockchain, nothing like
they?
that.
No, I know, but they used to sell like people
You sell for a lot of money, yeah.
They sell for big money.
A lot of money, yeah.
Yeah, big money. Like
Yeah,
the butterfly knife and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, all that kind
they
of
did
stuff.
Art on it. So
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
I like NFTs.
But one project that to connect to your point about the high mint price, it all depends. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it does.
Depends
It
because
does.
with that project, it seems like it's well thought out. It seems like it's good dev, and it seems like he's already been established. Correct?
Doxed artist. Yes,
Exactly.
he's very established. Yes.
Exactly. So yes, it is 0.3 mint price. It did do well. Probably from the Artifact shill as well. Maybe if Artifact didn't shill it, it might have been a little bit different. Not maybe failed, but might have climbed slower as far as the floor price. But one project we did see recently with a high floor price was Cosmics. Now this was disappointing because you and I were both in there. We hosted an event in there for like a PC showcase. We were trying to get to know some members in there. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, the devs, Fabrizi and Prada, were both really chill when I was in there. Really chill guys. Seemed super down to earth. And like we talked about in the beginning of this episode, is just the market sentiment right now. It's just not a good time to release a project. Along with that, like I was saying, we feel like the mint price is a little bit too high. So it was 0.15.
Or 8K, 88 mint.
Yeah, so 8,000 supply, 8,888 supply. And it just really isn't a good market sentiment right now to be releasing a project.
It's tough, especially a big one like that with a mint price over 0.1. It's like,
Yeah.
like Feline Fiends was a 7777, I believe, and
Yep.
it was 0.05.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cheap.
And I feel like that's the same level that Cosmic should have been on.
Yeah,
feel-
it
and
could have been 0.08, 0.07. Like,
Look at cartoons too. Like cartoons was a 0.05 mint. I feel like the art is on par with that. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing that should be 0.15 of a mint price, especially at an 8K collection. So
yeah, like I can see their point if they had something like something like revolutionary in there. It's cool art. I'm not saying it's not, but it's like they don't have like any groundbreaking utility afterwards.
Yeah.
That was like, they're
to
gonna
make that mint price that high.
Yeah, they're gonna have an alpha group. They're gonna have this. They're gonna have that. But it's like they never like did anything. Nothing was prior to the mint where we were like, oh, I gotta get it on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it looks like they only minted a third of their supply, although it is still whitelist mint at this point. At the time of checking last night, it was only 2,302 were minted. That number could obviously change once this video is uploaded. But yeah, only a third of their supply. It seems like they are trying to come back a little bit, which is good. It seems that they're trying to be persistent with their project. They believe in it. And so they're trying to make some updates to the roadmap. There's going to be some ETH giveaways, whitelist giveaways, and some alpha calls. So it seems like kind of like an alpha group. Again, nothing groundbreaking. So
Standard, but
pretty standard. But I mean, we do like the project. We like the art. It just seems like sometimes you got to kind of lower down that mint price. And for like new projects launching out there, like you want to be launching. We talked to Mini Metamon, the dev from there.
Yeah.
Great project, by the way. But it seems like just in this market, like he was going to launch in this market, and by the way, that's a free mint with creating the character in the beginning.
Yeah.
And even just doing that, even a free mint, it's like people are just kind of scared right now with the scams that have happened and all these things. So if there's a new project out there launching, obviously I'm not a developer, but my advice to you guys would be wait until this market's over, wait until we're back in bull again, and people are actively buying more. So that's my recommendation.
They say flip short-term NFTs into long-term NFTs.
Yep.
Flip short-term flippers, like stuff that's like, super hyped up. Flip those ones and take that ETH and flip it into better NFTs, or just hold that ETH.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, like we were saying with when someone randomly shills a project, I think going along with cartoons, it seems like Gary Vee might get involved there.
I heard that.
Yeah.
It did leak out of one alpha group, and our boy Onions is still holding one. But it did leak out of one alpha group. We heard that there might be some sort of connection later on. So, and it's tough because sometimes when news like this comes out, and then it's like look what happened with Beings. Beings was a project a little while ago, and floor was about 0.5. It was looking beautiful. Dropped down to 0.2, and then there was rumor in Kosher Plugs alpha group that they were going to have a cartoons partnership.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were going to have a cartoons part. I'm sorry. Cool Cats partnership.
Yeah.
They were going to have a Cool Cats partnership. And then, so everyone's like, oh shit, buys all of them up. Reason why the floor dropped so much is because the dev, they found old tweets of him talking about how he hates women. And
yes, I remember this. I
shouldn't
remember
have
this
to
now you bring it up.
vote, and, women shouldn't have internet, like just bad stuff. And it's just like, you gotta delete that stuff.
Yeah.
We were all kids. I get it. Listen, get it. But come on, you gotta delete it.
Right.
You gotta clean your slate. You can't have your
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, especially if you're gonna be a dev, and then you gotta apologize, and it just looks bad, all in all. So sometimes you get caught holding the bag. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like in Onion's case, not saying he's gonna get caught holding the bag, but I'm saying we hear, oh, Gary Vee might be involved. What happens? That news never drops.
Right.
Then he's caught holding his piece, and it's gonna be worth nothing. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
I hear you. Yeah, I definitely. I mean, it's always a risk, like just holding a piece like that on speculation that someone might get involved. But again, if it does happen, I mean, look at the artifact.
It's boom.
So I mean, the NFT space is risky. We all know that. But yeah, I mean, did you want to talk about Miri? All right, guys. So we're gonna pop up the video of Miri. We're not sure what exactly this is. Could just be a promo video, but it looks like it could be a part of the anime show that they're teasing. It was announced in the Discord about a couple days ago, and me and Antonio are ecstatic about this. Let's run it real quick.
Right.
So good.
That does, like the camera angles and
Looks so good, dude. Like all the detail it's put into it too.
I can't
It's come
wait.
on.
I
Come on.
Wait, baby,
Let's
let's
go,
go!
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's been too many more updates on that. I think it mints
The mint is on the 13th and 14th.
yeah, and so if you guys are holding a Haas module, it is going to be the snapshot already happened, actually happened yesterday.
Yeah, you're beat now.
So if you had one in your wallet, you're qualified for that Miri mint. We'll see where it goes. I think it's going to do pretty well. I know we said anime meta is dead, but we did say we're praying for Miri, so hopefully it does well. So
I do hope that it does well. I think that it's gonna be a banger.
yeah, I think so too. I think there's like a lot of long-term things for it, like that Haas has talked about. Like he's got Asa's the real deal, so we'll see what else he does with it. You know?
Yeah, 100%. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for today. If you want to make it, join our Discord. Links in the bio. Leave us a comment if you like what we did. Leave us a comment if you didn't like what we did. And we are out of here. Thank you.
Peace out for the culture, baby.